Alright guys, MCU Collector here with the final figure from the Marvel Legends Deadpool Sasquatch Build-A-Figure Wave. Here we have Paladin. I saved him for last because he is a character that I've never even heard of prior to the wave being announced. But we'll take a look inside. The figure looks like it's done pretty well. Here in the package, Deadpool logo at the top, Deadpool logo there on the front, Marvel's Paladin. Side artwork looks very awesome actually. I really dig it. I like it a lot. All the figures from the wave, Sasquatch Build-A-Figure. Look of the figure on the back of the package. His bio reads, Paladin is a mercenary marksman who always has his eye on the bottom line. There he is. UPC for all of you. Let's open it up, guys. Here is Paladin out of the package. So this figure is fairly plain. I think if any figure is going to peg warm from this wave, this will be it, because I think casual fans and most fans just aren't going to be familiar with the character enough to be able to pick it up aside from needing the Build-A-Figure piece. So we'll take a look at that real quick. So this is the left leg, excuse me, the right leg. I'm just switching them up, all left and right. So the right leg to the Sasquatch Build-A-Figure. So just like the left leg that we saw earlier, we have that separated thumb or large toe, that you will. So good sculpt work there. You can see the paint difference in the toenails and then the light into the darker colors. So it looks really good. Again, pretty solid, but the legs themselves aren't terribly huge. We saw the arms, you know, that almost the length of an entire figure, but the legs themselves are quite short. And I think that's where the downfall in the Sasquatch Build-A-Figure is, in the height, which I know a lot of people are going to be disappointed with, unfortunately. But we take a look at Paladin. So here is the figure. Lots of reused parts, but I think there's some new parts in here as well. But I'm going to need your guys' help down in the comments below for some of them, because I just can't place them, so I'm not 100% certain. So real quick, he does come with a knife, black handle, kind of that yellow gold plastic material, no detail into it or anything. Be careful when pulling it out of the package, because if you can see, mine already got some stress marks on there from pulling it out. But the really cool thing is he has that sheath in his boot there. It just slips right on in like so, and nice and snug, and it's not going to fall out or anything. He also comes with two pistols, which these pistols we've seen before, and they're quite odd because they're not a normal looking pistol. And then he has trigger fingers, but there's no way you're going to get that finger, unless it's just me, all the way out to where the trigger would be on these pistols. So that's kind of odd. They're just kind of sitting in there. They're just done with that flat gold plastic, nothing to it. Sculpt is decent enough, but not a whole lot to it. We've seen those guns before. The figure is a bright purple. So I know in the video it's not coming off looking too bright, but believe it or not, it is an absolutely bright figure there. And then the reuse of like the blade figure. So this whole portion, for the most part, is actually just a reuse of the blade figure. But I think they made whatever necessary improvements to the back of the leg, if you could see how the sculpt in it is it, because the blade figure had a difficult time standing up straight, whereas this figure doesn't really have that problem. I mean, he's kind of slouched around, but it does look fairly natural. It does look good. So this one definitely benefits from the fans and the collectors telling Hasbro, hey, what is going on with that? So they're aware of some of the things that don't come out right in final products. So this is a good example of that. So looking at this figure here, I don't know if this is going to be on all of them, but you gotta have where those pegs are and the joints just kind of flares out, which is kind of odd. Not really used to seeing that so much. This leg holster, I can't place it. I don't think we've seen this before, so I think we do at least have this one new piece here. One thing that's odd, there's the kind of that little notch that's sticking out on the leg, and I'm not sure exactly what that's for. And so I don't know if some of these parts have been reused. I'm trying to think if this was from maybe the movie Electro figure. I'd have to go back and take a look at that and see if that's something that's on that, because I know that figure had some weird pieces kind of popping out from it and whatnot. But this new holster, which looks very good, if you look at the detailing of it, it looks awesome. The unfortunate thing is these are the pistols he comes with for this to use with this holster. It would have been nice if he would have had a normal looking handgun, something that can really use well with this, because this just kind of fits in there Doesn't even go all the way down. You can't even really force it. So that's unfortunate because that's an awesome looking holster. I really like that. Too bad you just can't get the full potential out of it because this thing doesn't fit in there nicely and that's just going to fall out. Like so. But not a whole lot to it. We'll take a look at the head sculpt. Skin tone looks good, but again, still a fairly generic looking figure. Let me know in the comments if this is very comic accurate or if it is not. I don't know. I'm not familiar with him at all. Never heard of him, but let me know in the comments below about the character if you have that information. But bright purple, you can see that has kind of that textured look on the torso, which we've seen with Blade. A little bit of paint detail, so on some of these spots you kind of see some bright silver in there on some of those buckles. We have it on the sides there as well, and on this side you can see that too, and then in the front, and then some of this crotch piece you can actually see that there's some of that purple is painted in there, so at least they went that extra mile to get some of those colors in there right. Take a look at the articulation. He looks up, looks down. My neck joint is a little bit stiff, so be careful there. Elbows go all the way up and a little bit higher. Full rotation. Upper bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows. And this does not seem to really hinder in the way of anything, but that's a nice little added touch that they have on the details of that. I don't believe I've seen these forearms anywhere. I believe those are new. Same on the other side as well. Hinged elbows. We have waist swivel. Ab crunch. That crunches down very good, and it actually has a very natural looking crunch to it, so very rounded there. That looks good. Crunch back a little tiny bit. Legs go that far apart. Upper thigh cut is very stiff though here as well, so that holster does not get in the way. Double jointed knees that go up about that far. You can see the knee pads are not painted either. We do get a boot cut there, and these boots do look good. There's no paint detail on them, but again, the right boot does have the sheath for the knife. Let me know if you guys have seen these before. I can't place them either. I believe those are new pieces as well. Ankle pivot that goes way far down, but you can see mine's kind of loose. You just kind of play with it there. Doesn't go up so much because of the shin guard that you see here. That kind of hinders it a little bit. Oh yeah, mine's very loose. Just kind of wants to flop there. But you do get a nice ankle pivot. So there's the figure. Again, not the best figure of the wave. It is going to definitely be my least favorite, partly because I don't know who the character is, and it's a fairly generic looking figure. For what it is, Hasbro did a good job. But again, there's just not a whole lot, I think, going for it. But people that are familiar with the character, let me know in the comments below. But there he is, and now we're going to be ready to check out the Sasquatch Build-A-Figure. Have any questions, comment below. Tell me about the character. Tell me about the figure, what your thoughts are. Like the video. Subscribe if you haven't done so. Thanks for watching.